that? Better? Yeah, we're lined up now. Nice to have my own system back, huh? My own setup. How about that? Let's kill the volume on that thing. And let's start off with a little crowd ambience, shall we? A few minutes early, but what the hell? Okay, in case you've forgotten, I don't blame you if you did. I'm Spokane Steve, and this is Strat-O-Matic Baseball, the full 1966 season replayed with card and dice. Strat-O-Matic Baseball, the original and the best. When we last played, last month sometime, it was the first game of the doubleheader, Cleveland at Boston. We're going to play game 2 today. That's also the third game of a 4-game series. So far, the Red Sox have won the first 2, and we find the Indians on a 5-game losing streak. I had meant to do more games from California, and I have to apologize, but you have to understand what happened was the weather got so freaking nice, I could not stay inside. I forget when did I do the last game? Was that before January 14th? Let's see, that was on, doesn't say, does it? You'd think they'd have a date on these damn things. Anyway, January 14th was actually a record high for that date in history for Morro Bay. It reached 81 degrees. None of the other days were that warm, but every day was great. And then I tacked on 4 nights, 3 days in Laguna Beach. Those days were mid-70s. And now I'm back here where it's currently 40 degrees, which is actually pretty acceptable for Spokane for this time of year. Let's check in on the chat. We're still a little bit early. We see Scott Johnson's here. Hello, Mike. Hello, Ben. And the unmitigated gall of it all, -4 in Michigan. Ouch. -29, Ben? Are you serious? Oh, man. I don't even know well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be going out. I was going to say, I don't know what I'd do with myself if I woke up to -29. Three days where you didn't even get above 0. My first thought is I'd be moving. I mean, I realize that's not practical for many people. But, whoa. Scott got to go to Newport Beach about 4 years ago. I was down there for one day. I had to go to Charlie's Chili and have a chorizo scramble. I do that every time I get down that way. Yeah, only 4 degrees better than me, and that's in Florida. So that just tells you how unseasonably warm it is for Spokane. I, of course, had to I just got home yesterday evening, so I had to go to the store, and then I had to get back to the treadmill thing. I'm not going to go into that, but some of you guys probably remember where that left off. Still trying to get a treadmill. They said it only snowed here twice the whole time I was gone, and it didn't stick. So a mild Spokane winter. Hello, Franklin Long. So I'm at 40 and you're at 35 in Florida. Excuse me if I am dubious. No, I find that hard to believe. How the hell would it be? Oh, that's right. Yeah, there is some Eastern weather crap going on. See, I don't watch the news. Once in a while I hear something, but I make a point not to watch the news. Frankly, it just depresses me. Hello, Trent. Oh, man, I can't even begin to tell you how good it was. And it's also nice to be home. I was gone 6 weeks. It was supposed to be 5, and I extended it. So we're going to play some ball here. Sonny Siebert for Cleveland. The computer-only card, Bob Sadowski for the Red Sox. Taking a look at the numbers, Siebert, 7-4, 3.86 in 13 starts. He's completed 6 of them. He's actually underachieved his card to some degree. A very good card. He's worked 96 innings, struck out 69. The 11 home runs may be kind of a surprise. Maybe not. He gave up 25 that year. Sadowski, not much. This is his 5th start. He's 1-2 with a 6.46, 24 innings, 39 hits, 10 walks, and only 9 strikeouts. On the positive side, he only gave up 1 home run. But Sadowski, not a good card. As you would expect, the results are not good either. To pretend that it's June, there's world's worst gamer. Hello. Major dives in the East weather-wise. Somebody, I found out about that the night before I left. Somebody mentioned, your flight might be delayed, and I'm thinking, well, Orange County to Spokane, probably not, but it could have been an incoming flight. Kind of like when I left and it was 2 hours late to LA. Okay, lineups for the Indians. I'm going to take it slow because I'm probably really out of practice at this. Cleveland will have Vic Davalillo in center leading off, Chico Simone at short, Leon Wagner in left field hits third, Rocky Colavito in the cleanup spot in right field, Big Fred Whitfield at first base. Max Elvis is the third baseman. Duke Sims will do the catching. He actually did not catch in this game in real life, and I'm taking poetic license here because I didn't want to be bothered to print up a lousy 26 at-bat card for the catcher whose name escapes me. Larry Brown with that 4E68 is at second base. Ouch. And Sonny Siebert, the pitcher, hits ninth. World's worst, I did mine this morning. It was about 34 when I went out to the store. Umpires are Bill Kinnaman behind the plate, Frank Umon at first, Jim Honachek at second, and Jerry Neudecker down at third. I can't think, am I forgetting anything? Is there anything else I normally say at the beginning? God, I feel like I've never done this before. It's been that long. Oh man, you're not kidding, Franklin. I want to have a shout. I want to give a big shout out to Mookie for basically keeping this channel alive for the last 6 weeks. His antics are... Thank you, Ben. Now I remember. Oh, my goodness. Schaefer Beer Batter is going to be George Scott. And hello to Jim Forbes. Let's play ball. Vic Davalillo will start it off, hitting .259 on the year, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. The right-handed Sadowski ready to go to work. And we're off on a 4-3 left-handed. It's a fly ball to right field X. Tough chance for Tony Canigliaro, a solid 3E8 out there. And here's the play. On a 9, that's going to be the E range. It's a 6 on an 8. This could be trouble, and he muffs it. That's going to be a 2-base error on Canigliaro. And we start the game with a Boston error. Davalillo winds up at second, and Chico Simone steps to the plate. Simone, he's been the shortstop for quite a while now. Batting just .177. He does have 5 home runs. Sadowski from the windup. It's a 1-7 righty. Shallow fly ball to center. Tartabull coming on to make the catch, and the runner will hold. 1 down for Leon Wagner. Wagner leads the club in batting, a .339 average. He has a dozen home runs and 33 driven in. Sadowski with the pitch. That's a 4-9 lefty. That's a grounder to short X. Tough chance for Petrocelli into the hole with a .238. Double checking that. That's correct. On a 15, he's got it. Looks the runner back and throws him out. Fine play, Rico Petrocelli. That was a big play. 2 down now for Rocky Colavito. Rocky hitting .284, second on the club in batting. 13 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Sadowski, a glance at the runner. Here's the pitch on a 1-7 right-handed. It's a liner to third, single to 6, and it's speared there by Joe Foy. So Sadowski pitches around the leadoff error. Cleveland leaves a man on, and we go to the bottom of the first. Cleveland nothing, Boston coming to bat against Sonny Siebert. And here's the lineup. Day off for Yastrzemski. Lenny Green plays left field and leads off. Jose Tartabull is in center. Tony Canigliaro, who made that error in the first inning, he's in right, batting third. George Scott, the beer batter and cleanup man at first base. Rico Petrocelli moves down to the 5 spot at shortstop. Joe Foy is the third baseman. George Smith at second base. Bob Tillman and his +3 arm will do the catching. And Sadowski, the pitcher, hits last. Okay, Lenny Green. Siebert's ready to go to work. Lenny Green at .244, just 90 at-bats. No homers, 9 RBIs. Siebert into the windup. That's going to be a 4-6 left-handed. Lifts a lazy fly ball to left. Leon Wagner right there to make the grab, and there's 1 down. Here's the center fielder, Tartabull. Tartabull just 2 for 17 since being acquired in the trade with Kansas City. On the season as a whole, however, he's batting .344. Left-handed hitter. Siebert with the windup on the pitch. 6'4 left-handed. That's shortstop X. Tough chance for Simone, a .434, ranging to his left. Here it is on an 11. It's a 7. On a 34, this could be trouble, and it's off of his glove for an error. E6, Tartabull reaches. An error on each side now. Tartabull with blazing speed at first. Let's check the battery. Siebert with a 0, Sims with a 0, 19 held at 17, and Tartabull's going to try to get the lead. Needs 2 through 5 or a 12. 6, 1, that's a pickoff. So that's 13. Siebert throws over there, and he's back in time. Next pitch to Canigliaro. 6-6 righty, fly ball to center, backing up is Davalillo, double to 3, and he makes the catch. Here comes George Scott. Let me pull up the stat sheet again here. Scott at 231. He does lead the team in home runs with 14. And his 35 RBIs, second only to Yastrzemski on the ball club. He is, of course, not in the lineup in the nightcap of this doubleheader. He is available off the bench, of course. Siebert checks the runner. Pitch to Scott on a 6-4 right-handed. That's shortstop X. That's Simone again, 434 into the hole. Here's the play on a 19. He's got it. He goes the short way to Brown for the force. And the inning is over. Scoreless after an inning. Unmitigated was ready to drink. Scott kind of let him down there. Let's check in on the chat now. Holy criminies, there's 26 people here. What a warm welcome back. Thank you guys. I'm humbled. Wow. I thought maybe I'd be lucky to get 10 people today. Here's Sadowski as we move to the second. Fred Whitfield will lead things off for the Cleveland Indians, hitting .256. His 16 home runs among the league leaders, and his 46 RBIs also leads the team. Sadowski with the windup on the pitch. That's a 3-7 righty. Liner to second, single 17, and that's through for a leadoff single. That's the first hit of the game. Whitfield with a leadoff single. Let's check the battery. Whitfield normally not a threat. Sadowski is 0, but Tillman with that +3, that would make him a 16. On the other hand, he's got about as much chance of being picked off as he does of getting the lead. So he'll stay put. And Max Alvis will be the batter now. Runner at first, nobody out. Alvis steps to the plate. He carries a .210 average into the game. He does have 11 home runs and 31 RBIs. Sadowski from the stretch. 3-6 right-handed. Ball 4, he walks him. Down to second goes Whitfield, and the Indians have something going here in the second inning. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. I tried to get Mookie to do more things, but he didn't cooperate. He did enough, though. He did more than his share. He basically kept the channel alive. Hey, Jeremiah, you thought I went back to work. No chance of that. I thought about a part-time gig, but shit, I'm just too old. Here's the catcher, Duke Sims. Sims hitting .265. In just 68 at-bats, he does have 3 home runs. Terrible bunter. Infield at normal depth here. Sadowski, the windup. 2-7 right-handed. Fly ball to center. That's playable for Tardable, who makes the catch and the runners hold. First out of the inning. I'll bring up the second baseman, Larry Brown. Brown much better at shortstop, as you can see on the card. On his hitting on the year, .242 in just 62 at-bats. No homers. Sadowski into the windup. 4-5 right-handed. Fly ball to straightaway left field. That's Green. Barely has to move and makes the catch for the second out. And now Sadowski just 1 out away from pitching out of the jam here, and he's got the pitcher up there, a one-hitter. Siebert, a right-handed hitter, and here's the pitch. It is a 5-8. Second base X, tough chance for Smith. Smith is a 228, good fielder. Here's the play on an 18. He makes it look easy, and the side is retired. Nice play by Smith to end the inning, 4-3-X, and the Indians strand a pair. Mookie is glad to be home. Oh man, I couldn't get him to take his pill yesterday, so he had a rough flight. He did great on the flight down. He was not happy yesterday. Oh, Ben's on the wagon. Well, I say good for you. I mean, not that I'm a teetotaler or anything. I'll tell you this, I did drink quite a bit more than I normally do on this vacation. But I guess that's what you're supposed to do on vacations. Oh, I loved that show, Unmitigated. Sanford and Son. My dad liked it too. He normally didn't care much for the comedy shows. He thought most of them were silly. Kind of hard to argue that point, I guess. Indeed, Jim Forbes. Bottom of the second, it'll be Petrocelli, Foy, and Smith. Petrocelli hitting .265, 6 homers, 23 RBIs. Siebert gets the sign from Sims. There's the pitch now. It's a 6-7 righty. Second base X, that's Brown. 468. Hold your breath on this one. It's a 15. He's got it and throws him out. Nice play at second by Smith. How about that? I'll tell you, Ben, I had 4 bottles of wine. My wine club, which was in San Luis Obispo, I told them not to bother his ship, just hold it, I'd pick up at the winery. I drank 3 of them. I ended up giving 1 away. But I was drinking out more. Then I got on this old-fashioned kick. The drink, I mean. Those will put you down. Too many anyway. Too many old-fashions will. I had one night in particular where I got silly with the old-fashions. The next day was almost a wasted day. One of those recovery days. Oh yeah, most of us have had them. 1 out for Joe Foy. He's hitting .260, 9 homers, 22 RBIs. Siebert into the windup with a 1-9 righty. That's hit high and deep to left over Wagner's head. Triple to 9. Rounding second, headed for the third is Foy. The throw, he's in there with a triple. First Boston hit of the day, and it's a big one. Joe Foy with his 4th triple of the season. Early in the game, Cleveland's going to bring the infield in for Smith. Smith hitting .231, 5 homers, 22 RBIs. Holy crap, unmitigated. Hello there, Jeremy, and thank you. I believe I had 4 on the night in question. And I don't drink much, so yeah. That's not like 30 years ago. I probably maybe could have handled it. And there's Bob Merrow. Hello, Bob, and thank you. It was a fantastic time, filled with great weather, good food. Let's look at Smith's numbers. 231, 5 homers, 22 RBIs. Infield in. That's a 5-10 right-handed. High pop fly to shallow left. Wagner jogging in and makes the play, and the runner will have to hold. So that's a big out for Siebert. Foy unable to score on the shallow fly ball. Thanks for popping in, World's Worst. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Here's the catcher Tillman now. Interesting situation for Cleveland. They could walk him. Tillman 270, 1 homer, 14 RBIs. And you know what? They're going to put him on. Not very often I walk the 8-hitter intentionally, but Siebert is going to try to use Sadowski to get out of the jam. And here's his pitch. On a 5-4 righty, he loses him ball 4, and that loads him up. So after the intentional walk, Siebert unable to find the plate, and the bases are loaded. And here comes Lenny Green. Shout out to Colin Merritt. Hey there, Colin. Siebert nodding at the sign. Full windup now, and the pitch on a 2-7 righty is a liner to second, single to 17, and that's going to be knocked down by Brown at second, but he has no play, and a run will score. An RBI single for Green. Tillman will stop at third. And Boston takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. The batter, Jose Tartabull. Tartabull reached on an error his first time up. Siebert into the windup. Pitches a 5-3 left-handed. That is a base hit to 14. Tartabull's a weak. To right field, and that's a 2-star single. Here comes Tillman. They're waving Sadowski in, and 2 runs will score on a 2-run single by Tartabull. And the Red Sox jump out to a 3-run lead. Stopping at third is Green. The intentional walk blew up on Siebert. And thank you so much. A $2 super chat from Colin. Appreciate it. I'll tell you what, every little bit helps. It'll take me 6 months to pay off this trip. Here's Canigliaro, runners at the corners, 2 down, 3-0 Red Sox. Siebert into the windup. 6-4 right-handed, grounder short X. That's going to be Simone again. 434 into the hole. Here's the play on a 13. He's got it. Throws him out, and the side is retired. Nice play by Simone. If he hadn't made that, things would have gotten really ugly here early. As it is, Boston scores 3 on 3 hits and leaves 2 men on. And they'll take a 3-0 lead to the 3rd inning. Sadowski feeling pretty good about things as he takes the mound for the 3rd. Yeah, I'm going to take a moment here and fill up my cup. Needless to say, I brought back a couple pounds of Coastal Peaks coffee from San Luis Obispo. And that's what I'm having today. My new favorite, the blend that they call Black Rabbit. Well, hell's bells. Oh my God, that was my dad's favorite expression. Well, hell's bells. I can hear him saying it now. The shipping kills you, yeah. I usually order 3 bags if I have it shipped here, and that's maybe once a year, man. I usually just try to buy it when I go down there. Sadowski rated 6 for endurance as he goes to work here in the 3rd. Top of the order for the Indians. Davalillo 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch from Sadowski. That's going to be a 3-5 right-handed. He rips a hard ground ball through the right side and into right field for a leadoff single. Davalillo with good speed now. +3 battery, so 18 held at 16. 9 automatic caught, but you know what? We're going to live dangerously today. 2 through 8 or 12, he gets the lead. 5, he's got it. 1 to 16, the throw from Tillman, and he's just in under the tag. Stolen base, Davalillo. For Vic Davalillo, that is his 5th stolen base of the year. He has not been caught. I hear you, Ben. So what is it? Mine's $10 for 1 bag or for 3 bags. The shipping, I mean, of course. Yikes, there's $3 more. Yeah, I don't like to pay. I would never do it for 1 bag. It doesn't make sense. Chico Simone 0 for 1 now. Runner at second, nobody out. Cleveland trying to get on the board against Sadowski. Here's Sadowski's pitch. 5-7 right-handed. That's ripped high and deep to left. That's going to be over Green's head. Triple to 3. It's a 2-base hit for Simone, and Cleveland's on the board. RBI double for Chico. Davalillo crosses the plate to make the score 3-1. That'll bring up the heart of the order, Leon Wagner. Colavito on deck. Sadowski getting the sign now. Here's the wind up the pitch to Wagner. It's a 5-7 lefty. High fly ball to right field. Wait a minute. I don't think it says, so we're going to have to look at that. It's probably center field. I've got to pull up the card on my computer. 5-7 lefty, double on a 1, fly ball B. So that's to center. It's a fly ball. And the play is made by Tartable. Simone holds at second. And here's Rocky Colavito. Thank you, guys. I agree. I have to say, I've really enjoyed this 66 season. Trent, do you mean card and dice or windows or both? I've got all of my old ones from 1971 through the early 2000s. Plus 66, and I just bought one. What did I buy? 72? I had it shipped to my sister. It's actually still sitting in the back seat of my car. I forgot to take it out, because it was going to arrive after I left, and I had a hold on my mail. As far as Windows goes, I have everything 1957 to current. One down now. Simone still at second base. Colavito at the plate. Sadowski into the windup. 4-7. That's a 1-star single. So Petrocelli keeps it on the infield, and Simone will have to stop at third. Runners at the corners, however, tying runs aboard for Big Fred Whitfield and his 16 home runs. Nice, man. It's worth it, isn't it? You know another one I believe in grinding fresh? This one may surprise some people. Black pepper. Yeah, I forget when I could stop buying them. I started with the 69 cards. I can't find my 69 or my 70. I think it was around 2003 or so when I stopped buying them, because I was buying the windows and the card, and I wasn't using the cards. And I thought, well, hell, this is a waste of money. I might as well just buy the windows for my leagues, right? Because you need the windows for what they used to call the play-by-mail leagues. Now it's play-by-computer league. Still just one out. Whitfield at the plate. Sadowski in a jam here. In fact, Tillman's out there having a little conversation with him. They'll play at a double play depth. And here's the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 6-12 left-handed. Fly ball to left field X. Tough chance for Green. Playing left for Yastrzemski today. Green, a good outfielder himself. 2E10. Here's the play. On a 2, he can't get it. That's a 2-star single on a play Yastrzemski would have made. How about that? Another run will score. RBI for Whitfield. To third goes Colavito. Colavito in his 1 through 9 running, checking into third. And just like that, it's a one-run game. They do. Fresh ground pepper. Fresh ground pepper. So Sadowski, we have to say Sadowski's on the ropes here. 4 hits in the inning, 2 runs have scored. Infield remains at double play depth for Max Alvis, who walked his first time up. But I'll show you what I get in a minute. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 5-6, 2-star single, and the game is tied. And that's going to get him stirring already in the Boston pen. Whitfield goes all the way to third, and this game is tied at 3. Take a look at the Boston pen here. Left, right, right. A lot of left-handers. Dick Stigman, the left-hander, gets up. He's joined by Dan Osinski, the righty. And we'll take a little break as there's a meeting on the mound, probably buying some time for the bullpen. Duke Sims is due. This could be the last hitter for Sadowski. It's only the third inning, but he's allowed the Indians to tie the game with 5 hits this inning. Now pitching to Sims with the infield at double play depth. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch on a 5-8 left-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. He might get out of this. Smith at 228. Here's the play. That's a 5. Smith has it. He goes to Petrocelli for 1. On to first, double play. Well, that could have been a lot worse if not for the defensive prowess of George Smith. As it is, the Indians tie it with 3 runs on 5 hits. I go the cheap way. Hang on a second. Yeah, I just buy it like this. Disposable peppermill. It has 3 coarseness settings. Shit, what more do you need? Jim, I tried it on the beta test. All I can say is I hope they improved it since then. My guess is that they did. You say it's still a little buggy. I think it has a lot of potential, I'll say that. George Scott, the beer batter, will lead it off here in the bottom of the third. Siebert ready to go to work. Here's the windup and the pitch to Scott. It's a 5-5 righty. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Wagner at the track, at the wall, and makes the catch at the wall. So Scott gave it a ride. Perhaps got under it a bit. 1 down for Rico Petrocelli. Siebert gets the sign. Makes the pitch to Rico with a 5-9 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And I'll be darned, I think that's the first strikeout of the game for either side. Two down for Foy, who tripled and scored in the second. Siebert comes in with a 2-7 righty. Rolls it over to short. Simone gloves it. Throws him out, and it's the first clean inning of the afternoon. 1-2-3 go the Red Sox in the third. Sadowski on a short leash now as we move to the fourth. Brown, the pitcher, and Davalillo. That's worth a drink anyway. All right, here's Brown. He's 0 for 1. Sadowski with the pitch. That's a 6-6 right-handed. Double to 5. That's going to be a base hit for Brown. Leadoff single, Larry Brown. No threat to run. Siebert, a B bunter. They're going to bring it in, making him a C. and he squares to bunt. 9 on a C. He dribbles it in front of the plate. Pouncing on it is Tillman, who fires down to second for the force. Siebert unable to advance the runner. With 1 down, Vic Davalillo is the hitter. Payoff, new game from payoff pitch. Interesting. Davalillo 1 for 2. Sadowski from the stretch. 2-8 right-handed. A grounder wide of first. Scott has it. To Petrocelli for 1. That's all they'll get. And it'll be up to Simone. Chico 1 for 2, an RBI double in the third, came around to score himself. Sadowski from the stretch, 110 righty, pops him up right side, Smith waving his arms, and that'll do it. So Sadowski survives another inning. Cleveland leaves 1 man aboard, and the score remains the same. Great to be back. Great to have everybody here. My goodness. Everybody here and then some, apparently. Bottom third for Boston. George Smith will start it off. Smith 0 for 1, right-handed batter. Siebert into the windup. Here it comes. It's a 5-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K now for Siebert. Here's the catcher, Bob Tillman. Tillman was walked intentionally his first time up. Siebert gets the sign, comes in with a 6-6 right-handed. Fly ball to center, backing up is Davalillo, double to 3, and it's over Davalillo's head. Chugging into second is Tillman with a double. Oh my. He rolls the 1 on a double 1 to 3. And the go-ahead run at second base with 1 down. The way Sadowski's pitched, I'm really thinking about pinch hitting for him here. I mean, by 1966 standards, it's kind of early. I think it is true I'm mitigated. I absolutely do. Yeah, that's going to be it for Sadowski. Not only they need to score, but Sadowski has not pitched well. 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 1. Did not strike out anyone. The left-handed Stigman will be the next pitcher. Dick Stigman. And let's see who's going to bat. Good to see you, Franklin. Enjoy the rest of the day, man. Siebert, the right-hander. And they're going to send up left-handed Dalton Jones. Jones pinch hit in the first game of the doubleheader. I can't believe I remember that. What was that, 3 weeks ago? Jones batting .302 in 116 at-bats, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, taking his lead, a modest lead, at second base for Tillman. Siebert into the full windup now on a 6-9 left-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Jones is retired. And it'll be up to Lenny Green. Green 1 for 2. Siebert a glance at second. Now comes in with a 5-12 lefty. Grounded to the pitcher X. Siebert a 224. Here's the play. 224 on a 3. Fine stop by Siebert, and he throws him out. Oh my goodness, what a play by Siebert to help himself out there. And that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. On comes Stigman. Stigman, a lefty, is 2-2 with a 3.67 ERA on the year. Mostly used as a starter. He's made 9 starts. 56 innings of work in total. I saw that after the fact, man. Sorry. Yeah, you can tell I'm out of practice. That probably wasn't realistic. On the other hand, Sadowski with a terrible card, and I really didn't like the way he was pitching. So we'll let the left-hander take over. I would say 90% of the time I probably would have not have hit for a pitcher in the 4th inning. Heart of the order for Cleveland as we move to the 5th. Leon Wagner's 0 for 2. The lefty gets the sign from Tillman. Here's the pitch on a 3-7. Harmless fly ball to center. Tartable barely has to move and puts that one away. And here's Rocky, 1 for 2 on the day. The left-hander winds and deals. 5-9 righty. Grounder shortstop X, that's Petrocelli. 2E38 into the hole. Here's the play on a 2, and he can't get it. He knocks it down, but has no play. That'll go as an infield single for Rocky Colavito, his 2nd hit of the ball game. And there goes my voice. Let me get a drink of water. Oh, my. So 1-out single for Colavito. Here's Fred Whitfield. Lefty-lefty matchup from the stretch. 6-2 first base X. Could be 2. Scott is a 350, and here's the play. On a 20, he's got it. He goes down to Petrocelli for 1. Back to first, 3-6-3 double play. Fine play by Scott, the beer batter. And that ends the inning. So we're halfway through in a 3-3 tie. As Sonny Siebert takes the mound. Another thing I forgot, Ben, was that we had decided, right, that in those close calls I could roll for it. That didn't enter my mind until after the fact. I could have rolled the white die and said, 1 to 3 we pinch hit, 4 to 6 he bats. If he had that, he would have attempted to bunt there most likely. Tartable, Canigliaro, and Scott in the bottom of the 5th. Tartable's 1 for 2. Siebert gets the sign. 5-5 left-handed. That is a base hit to 11. Tartable a week. 2nd time that's happened. 1 to 11. On the 11, he's got a single. So a break for Cleveland there, perhaps. 19 held at 17. He's going to try for the lead. Tony Canigliaro, the batter, due up. 2 through 5 are 12. 8, he doesn't get it. And here's the next pitch to Tony. 4-9 right-handed. That's a grounder to first, single to 16, and that's a base hit for Canigliaro, a one-star single. Tardable will have to stop at second. And now it's the Red Sox that have something going here in the bottom of the 5th with first and second and nobody out. Appreciate it, dog. That's right, man. Plenty of time to get back in the groove. And there's Ernest Cruz. How's it going, Ernest? First and second, nobody out for the beer batter, George Scott. Siebert rated 8 for starter endurance, so no issues there. Full windup now, and the pitch to Scott on a 6-9 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Big punch out for Siebert, his 4th of the game. Remember, he had none until the 3rd inning. That's the first out, and here's Petrocelli. Petrocelli 0 for 2. Siebert with the windup and the pitch on a 5-8 righty. Pops him up on the left side. Simone will take it. And Siebert 1 out from getting out of the jam. Standing in his way, Joe Foy. 1 for 2 with the triple. Siebert with the pitch. It is a 2-5 righty, just outside ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And now it's Sims' turn to go out to the mound. George Smith at the plate. Infield will stay back, looking for 2 here. Wait a minute. There's 2 outs. I'm terribly sorry. There's 2 outs, bases loaded. It's up to Smith. The windup and the pitch. 5-9, swung on and missed, strike 3. And how about that Sonny Siebert? 2 punch-outs to get out of the jam, and the Red Sox leave the bases full. A chance goes a begging there. Could that come back to bite the Red Sox? Waste not, want not, as they say. Stigman will begin the 6th. Dan Osinski is ready behind him. Thank you, Ernest. It's good to be back. It really is. Even with leaving that glorious weather behind. It's good to be home. Max Alvis will start off the 6th inning. He walked and singled in this one. The left-hander winds and deals. 4-10 righty. Routine grounder to short. Petrocelli picks it up and throws him out. 1 out for Duke Sims. The left-hander into the windup. 3-9 and struck him out. Called strike 3. That's the first strikeout by Boston pitching all game. 2 down for Larry Brown. Stigman comes in with a 1-11. Foul ball back to the plate. Tillman tosses the mask aside and makes the catch to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Dick Stigman. And we move to the bottom of the 6th. And hey, that means when we get to the stretch, I'll actually be able to take my camera out of the holder. as opposed to that Mickey Mouse setup I had in California. Believe me, I made a note of that, so I know what to bring next time. Yeah, I had to make a note of it, because by then, you know, I won't remember. So where are you at again, Ernest? Man, the weather reports here are just astonishing. Especially for a guy, like I've mentioned before, like me, who doesn't watch the news. Tillman with a walk and a double. He'll lead off the bottom of the sixth. Sonny Siebert into the windup. That's a 3-6 righty. Right between two, he grounds it to third. Alvis to Whitfield. And now it's Stigman up. He's a 1 right-handed hitter. And you got the lefties coming up. And Boston without another reliable lefty in the pen. Oh, sure, they have Dennis Bennett, but he's one of those really weird backwards cards. He's actually terrible against lefties. We're gonna stick with Stigman. 4-5 righty. Harmless fly ball to center for Davalillo, and there's 2 down. So kind of weird. I hit for the pitcher in the 4th, but not in the 6th. And here's Lenny Green. 6-4, grounder to short X. That's Simone again. He's been busy today with that 434, and here's the play. It's going to be a 2, and he can't get it. That's into left field for a 2-out single. Second hit of the day for Lenny. Hello, Larry Harrison. Thank you kindly. Rhode Island. Thank you, Ernest. Oh, yeah, you're way up there. So you must have just got ass blasted last weekend. Two down for Tartable. Siebert gets the sign. 2-8 right-handed. This is going to be trouble. That's going to be over Colavito's head. That's a double at least. Going for 3, and he'll be in there. And Tartable with a triple drives in the go-ahead run, and the Red Sox take a 4-3 lead. Third hit for Jose Tartable. Tartable finally coming alive in a Boston uniform. Here's Tony C. George Scott on deck. 4-3 Red Sox now. Bottom of the 6th, runner at third with 2 down. Here comes the pitch to Tony. That's a 2-11 comebacker. Siebert knocks it down, picks it up, and throws him out to end the inning. But a run on 2 hits and a man left. We played 6. It's Boston 4, Cleveland 3. Stigman will come out for his 3rd inning of work, his first endurance inning. Rated 3 for relief endurance. And now trailing in the 7th, it's Cleveland who are going to have to pinch hit. As much as I hate to take Sonny Siebert out, so 6 innings for Siebert. He gave up 8 hits, 4 runs. Not his best outing. He walked 3, one of them intentionally. And struck out 5. And it'll be Tom Kelly throwing in the Cleveland pen. The hitter will be Chuck Hinton. Hinton at 257 on the year, 6 homers, 22 RBIs. The left-hander gets the sign. Pitch to Hinton on a 5-7 right-handed. That's ripped into left center, double 10. That is going to be a 2-base hit for Hinton. So Hinton off the bench comes through with a leadoff pinch hit double. Tying run in scoring position now for Vic Davalillo. Hinton, excellent speed on the bases. Davalillo will face the left-hander. Stigman, a glance at the runner. On a 3-4 left-handed, he lifts it to left field, playable for Green, who puts it away, and the runner will hold. Here's Simone now, 1 for 3. Stigman checks the runner, the pitch. 3-6 left-hander. That's banged into right field. They're waving Hinton around, and he will score, and this game is tied. So Chico Simone comes through with an RBI single to make it 4-4. And now it looks like Wagner will probably be the last batter for Stigman, as Osinski has been ready, with Rocky Colavito on deck. Stigman will face the left-hander. One more hitter walk will fatigue Stigman as he gets set to pitch to Leon Wagner, who's 0 for 3 today. From the stretch, here it comes. It's a 3-6 left-handed. Struck him out. And here comes Herman, and that's it. He's going to go to the right-hander with Colavito due up. So it's 2 2/3 for Stigman. 3 hits, 1 run so far, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Osinski 1-1 with a save, 2.82 in 22 innings of work. Osinski, one of the more reliable relievers out of the Boston Pens so far this season. In a tie game, the go-ahead run at first with 2 out, and here's Rocky Colavito. Osinski ready to work now. Here's the pitch. 5-5, righty, swung on and missed. Strike 3, Osinski gets his man. Indians settle for 1 on 2 hits and leave 1. And we go to the stretch in a 4-4 tie. Wouldn't it be something if we went extra innings on my first day back? And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Here's the star of our show, Mookie. Some things never change, huh? I'll tell you what, when we got home yesterday evening, that was the first place he went. He missed his tree. He kind of needs a new tree, doesn't he? Look at that ratty thing. Hello, Mookie. Go for it, Mook. Oh, he's putting on a show today. tell you, I have a new neighbor I haven't met yet. The apartment next to me was vacant for a while. It looks like they have a cat and possibly a dog. And then I looked out the window here earlier, and there's this little toddler, and Mookie was right at the glass, and the toddler had a toy in his hand. I couldn't tell what it was, but he was trying to show it to the cat through the glass, and then his mom came around and saw him and ushered him back home. It's a long-haired cat. I'm sure we'll be getting a glimpse of that cat in the future. But for now, we can get a good glance at this cat. Mook! Mookie happy to be home. Although he did get to go outside a few times in Morro Bay. He liked that. I don't dare do that here. Okay, I'm going to top off my coffee and we'll finish it up. Not to mention, I'm getting hungry. Mookie Cam brought to you by Tender Vittles. I forgot all about that. .5. Thank you, Bob. Mookie says he appreciates the generous scoring. So we need a pitcher for Cleveland. That's going to be Kelly. Tom Kelly will pitch for Cleveland. Kelly, a right-hander. We can close the book on Stigman now. Kelly 1-3, 5.93. 27 innings of work. That's what I thought unmitigated. I haven't heard any noise yet, though. But I've been here now, 2 years plus? There's never been a kid in this building. There's like 8 buildings in this thing, at least. I'm in the back in building 4. We have never had a kid in this building. So I kind of thought maybe this was like the old folks building or something, but apparently not. And of course, if it does get noisy, to me, that's just a license for me to feel free to crank up my stereo. Oh, yes, I'm evil. And the dog I saw it's the only unleashed dog I've seen around here. So it could get interesting. Bottom of the 7th in a 4-4 ball game, Scott, Petrocelli, and Foy facing new Cleveland pitcher Tom Kelly. Scott 0 for 3 as Kelly goes into his windup. Comes in with a 4-7 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Drink him if you got him. So Scott comes through with 2 strikeouts. And here's Petrocelli. Kelly with the pitch. 2-9 right-handed, and he loses in ball 4. A 1-out walk to Petrocelli. Kelly with a -3 hold. So Petrocelli going nowhere. Joe Foy, the hitter. 1 for 2 with a triple. Kelly out of the stretch. That's a 3-6 righty. Struck him out. Called strike 3. Second punch out for Kelly. And the batter is Smith. Smith 0 for 3, struck out twice. Here's Kelly's pitch on a 3-8 right-handed. Liner right at Alvis, and that'll do it. Alvis, in self-defense, put up his glove, and there was the ball. Red Sox leave a man aboard. And through 7 a 4-4 tie. My old place was a fourplex, Ben, and I was on the end. I mean, location-wise, that you can't beat that. We moved to the 8th. Dan Osinski faced one batter in the 7th and struck him out. Fred Whitfield will start it off for Cleveland. He's 2 for 3 today. Osinski with the windup on the pitch. It's a 3-6 righty. Fly ball to straightaway center. Tartable backs up a bit and makes the grab. Here's Max Alvis, 1 for 2 with a walk. Here comes Osinski's pitch. It's a 5-5 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Second punch out for Osinski. And here's the catcher, the Duke. Duke Sims. The pitch from Osinski, that's going to be a 3-8 righty, and that's a ground ball through the middle and into center field for a 2-out single. First hit of the day for Sims, and that'll bring up Larry Brown. Brown 1 for 3 today. From the stretch, here comes Osinski's offering. It's a 3-10 right-handed. That's a base hit into center field. Open single. Sims very slow, however, 1 through 9. With 2 out, 11. To center, 1 through 12. To third with 2 outs, he'll stay put. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter for Kelly. So Kelly goes 1 inning. No hits, no runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Coming off the bench for Cleveland. They could use a left-handed hitter, but they don't have one. Could be Gonzalez. Hitting for the pitcher. Hauser. Could be Askew. They have 2 catchers on the bench. They also have Del Crandall, so they're going to use Joe Askew here as a pinch hitter. Askew, of course, caught the opening game of the doubleheader. Yaz played the opening game of this doubleheader, so I assume they just gave him a game off. He is available to hit. And with a pitcher due to bat second in the bottom of the 8th, it may not be long before we see Carl Yastrzemski. Askew hitting just .211. He does have 3 home runs. First and second, 2 down. Osinski with the pitch. That's going to be a 1-7 high fly ball to center. Settling under it is Tartable. And that'll do it in the 8th. The Indians leave a pair, and the score remains the same. We're going to need a new pitcher for Cleveland as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And with a lot of left-handers coming up, Indians will go to the lefty Bob Allen. Allen 1-1, 2 saves, 2.40, just 15 innings of work, but a good card. It'll be Tillman, the pitcher's spot, and Green. Hey, Joel Horland's here. No worries, Trent. Some things are worth repeating. Tillman, 1 for 2 with a double. Bob Allen ready to go to work now. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch to Bob Tillman. Tillman with a 6-7 righty. Second base X. That's going to be, ouch, that's Brown. Hold your breath here, 468. Here's the play on a 9, error range. A 3 on a 68. Yep, that's an error. And now Boston's probably going to pinch run. We know who the hitter's going to be. George Thomas will come on and run for Tillman. We'll need a catcher in that spot. Mookie back up at the top of the tower. Thomas no threat to steal, but a 14 runner. And now he flew out of the tower. Well, he is full of P and V today. That'll do it for Osinski. Carl Yastrzemski's going to hit for him. Yastrzemski unfazed by the left-handed pitcher. Yaz hitting .295, 13 homers, 36 RBIs. Runner at first, nobody out. Allen a throw over there. Back to the bag is Thomas. Allen from the stretch. Pitch to Yaz on a 5-5. He lifts it to left field. That is Wagner. 1 down. Let's keep Yastrzemski where he is for now. They're going to call back Lenny Green. Yastrzemski can stay in and play left. And Don Demeter's grabbing a bat. Tartable on deck. Demeter at 209 on the year, 2 homers, 14 RBIs. The left-hander checks the runner. From the stretch, comes in with a 3-9. Ground ball wide to second. Brown has it. Throws him out, and on the play, Thomas takes second. Go ahead and run in scoring position now, but there's 2 away. Only Mike Ryan and Eddie Casco on the bench. So Tartable's going to bat. Allen a glance at second. Pitch to Tartable on a 1-7. Harmless fly to center. Davalillo barely has to move, and the inning is over. Cartables in center. Yastrzemski stays in the game in left. And the pitcher will go in one spot. I want to say 1E6 minus 3. Is that right? Yep, it sure is. And Boston's going to go to McMahon. So that's 1 1/3 for Osinski. 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He is letting it out. Tie game to the 9th inning. How about this? Hell of a way to come back, huh? What a game. Top of the order for Cleveland. Vic Davalillo steps to the plate. He's 1 for 4. Don McMahon ready to go to work now. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch on a 6-9 left-handed. It's shortstop X. That's Petrocelli, 238 into the hole. On a 17, he's there. Plants and throws in time. Strong throw by Rico Petrocelli to retire the speedy Davalillo. And here's the shortstop, Chico Simone. Chico 2 for 4. McMahon with the pitch. That's a 3-6 righty. Rolls it over to short. That's Petrocelli again. And there's 2 quick outs in the 9th. Up steps Leon Wagner, who struggled today, 0 for 4. McMahon gets the sign. The windup and the pitch on a 2-3 righty. Hard smash to third, but Foy has it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for McMahon. Boston can walk it off as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Is it going to be Allen? All right-handers due up. Pitching change for Cleveland. They're going to bring in a right-hander, the monster. Dick Radatz will take over. Didn't Radatz come over from Boston? This season, I mean. He was traded in season. Confirmed by Ernest. Heart of the order for Boston. Canigliaro, Scott, and Petrocelli. Radatz gets the sign from Sims. Here's the pitch to Tony. 5-6 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. Here's George Scott, 0 for 4, struck out twice, the beer batter. Radats in the windup and the pitch. It's a 1-7. He rolls it over to short, fielded by Simone, who throws him out. Petrocelli, or extra innings. The pitch to Rico is a 2-4. He pops him up to his counterpart, Simone, and we're going to extra innings. How about that? Doesn't it figure? If we go any more than 10, I'm going to have to break out one of those protein bars. Second, I know, right, man? Second inning for McMahon. Here I am rusty, and I've got to go 10 innings. And what's been a very close game, too. Not a laugher, not an easy game. Hell, I've already done at least 2 things that could have been easily second guessed. Trying to get the cards in the picture here. Colavito, Whitfield, and Alvis for the Indians. Rocky Colavito's 2 for 4 today. 10th inning in a tie game. McMahon into the windup. The pitch is a 2-6 right-handed, and he loses him ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk to Colavito in the 10th. Not what you want if you're the Red Sox. McMahon with that beautiful -6 hold. Not that Colavito was going anywhere anyway. And here's Whitfield. No one throwing in the Boston pen. McMahon out of the stretch. 5-8 left-handed. Grounder second base X. Smith at 228. This could be 2. Here's the play on a 6, and it will be. Smith to Petrocelli to Scott. Double play. Nice play by Smith. That erases the base runner, and with 2 down and nobody out, it'll be up to Max Alvis. Alvis 1 for 3 with a walk as McMahon toes the rubber. Now comes set. Pitch to Alvis on a 2-4 righty. Hard smash to third. Foy to Scott. And that'll do it. We're going to the bottom of the 10th. And Boston will have yet another chance to walk it off. And Foy, after making that fine play, will lead off the bottom of the 10th. Send him. Foy tripled in the second. Grounder to short, walked, and struck out. Radat's getting his sign now. Here's the pitch to Foy. That's going to be a 6-7 righty, and he walks him. So both relievers issue leadoff walks in the 10th. Batting for Boston, the second baseman, George Smith. Smith, a poor bunter in a bunt situation. He'll swing away. From the stretch, it's a 3-6. Pops him up left side. Simone makes the catch. 1 down. Oh, shoot. My mistake. Obviously, Thomas was not the catcher. The only other catcher available would be the catcher. That's Ryan. Yep, I'm rusty, all right. Fortunately, it didn't affect anything. Ryan will have to hit, and here's the pitch. That's going to be a 2-9. Struck him out. And here comes Yaz. Yaz in the 9 spot now. Actually, that red thing should be there, not there. That's just going to confuse me. 2 down, runner at first. Here's the pitch to Yastrzemski. It's a 6-5 left-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And we move to the 11th inning. First endurance inning for McMahon. McMahon due to lead off the bottom of the 11th. He was, Jim. He sure was. Thank you, Ben. Very forgiving crowd. That works for me. Well, hell's bells. Okay, it's Sims, Brown, and the pitcher's spot as we go to the 11th. Excuse me. McMahon into the windup now. The pitch to Luke Sims is a 1-6 righty. Struck him out. One down for Larry Brown. Brown 2 for 4 today as McMahon comes set. 5-8 grounder second base X. That is Smith. 228. Smith to his left. On a 17, he scoops it up and throws him out. Nice play, Smith. Smith has had a good game in the field. And we're going to have a hitter for Radats now. Radats worked 2 innings. Allen worked 1 inning. Let's see if Indians have somebody who can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Not really. The only hitter they have with N power is Jim Landis, and that's who it's going to be. Landis hitting just 165 on the year. He does have 2 home runs. And here's McMahon's pitch to Landis on a 1-6 fly ball to straightaway center. It is Tartable, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for McMahon. Nothing doing for Cleveland in the 11th. They'll need a new pitcher as we go to the bottom of the inning. Boston will have a pinch hitter, and then Tartable and Canigliaro. And things are bleak here. O'Donohue, Hefner. Let's take a look at this uncarded Hefner. He might be the guy, actually. Right-handers coming up. Don't want O'Donohue. He's a lefty. Cleveland's going to the computer-only Bob Hefner. So bench is running thin here in the extra innings. 2 Fs in Hefner. And Boston will start off the 11th by hitting for McMahon. McMahon, 3 excellent innings of relief. Boston has 1 batter on the bench. Well, that makes it easy. It's going to be Eddie Casco. Casco, 267 on the year and just 45 at bats. He does have a home run. I agree 100%, Ben. This has been a lot of fun. So Casco, the last player on the bench, we could probably dig deep and find a couple of computer-only cards. And we may have to if this goes much further. Hefner ready to go to work now. The right-hander into the windup. Pitch to Casco on a 6-5 righty as a grounder down to third base, fielded by Elvis, who throws him out. That'll bring up Tartable. Tartable, 3 hits on the day, 3 RBIs. Hefner into the windup. That is a 4-5 lefty. Home run, but Tartable's a weak. That's the 3rd time Tartable's rolled an end home run in this game. Hefner a -1 hold now. Great speed on the bases in the form of Jose Tartable. Tony Conigliaro at the plate. 18 held at 16. He's going to roll for it. 2 through 5 is 12. He's got it. 1 to 16. Here he goes. The throw down for the Sims. He's stolen it. Stolen base number 14 for Tartable. He's only been caught once. It certainly seems that way, Ben, doesn't it? Winning run at second, 1 out. Tony Conigliaro, the hitter, George Scott on deck. Nobody throwing in the Cleveland pen. All right-handed batters in the Boston lineup until you get to the 9 spot, Yastrzemski. Tony Conigliaro trying to win it. 1 for 5 on the day. Here comes the pitch from Hefner. That's going to be a 4-11. Ground ball shortstop. Simone has it, looks him back, and throws him out. It'll be up to Scott. Put Scott on. No, Petrocelli's on deck. Here's the beer batter, George Scott. Scott is 0 for 5, struck out twice. Taking his lead is Tartable. The pitch from Hefner. That is a 2-9 righty. Struck him out. Drink him if you got him. We're going to the 12th inning. Boston needs a pitcher. Left, right, left, right, left. No real advantage there. Who's the best guy left? It's got to be Wyatt. So John Wyatt will take over on the mound for Boston. Now I'm going to have to well, it's a little too much, isn't it? I'll have to adjust the camera. Top of the order for Cleveland in the 12th inning. Hang on a second. Sorry about this. I gotta have a bite of something. I'll have a banana. I'd have one of those protein bars, but he wouldn't be able to hear me because those things glue your teeth together. Jane Wyatt. Here's Davalillo. Wyatt, the right-hander. What has Wyatt done this year? 1-2, 3.10. 20 innings of work. Colin, I really thought, I agree, after Tartable stole second, I thought that was going to be it. Wyatt pitching to Vic Davalillo. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 4-9 lefty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Here's the shortstop, Simone. The pitch from John Wyatt on a 5-6. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Wyatt comes in and announces his presence with authority, standing the first 2 batters. Here's Wagner now. The pitch from Wyatt is a 3-4 right-handed. Harmless fly to left. Yastrzemski waiting on it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Wyatt. Boston would appear to have the edge. They still have Bucky Brandon, Hank Fisher, and Dennis Bennett in the pen, Jerry Stevenson if needed. For Cleveland, all they've got left is Donahue. In an extreme emergency, if they were to take the lead, they'd go to Sam McDowell, who is available technically. He also has usage issues, however. But if Cleveland were to get the lead, I would use McDowell. Figuring all hands on deck. For Boston, once again trying to walk it off in the bottom of the 12th, it'll be Petrocelli, Foy, and Smith. Second inning for Bob Hefner. Hefner into the windup now. Rico on a 6-8 right-handed. Pops him up left side. Simone will take it. 1 down. Here's Foy now. 1 for 3 with a pair of walks. Here comes Hefner's pitch on a 4-8. Single to 19. And that is a base hit for Foy. Nobody left on the bench. And the hitter is George Smith. Let's see what is on the bench that would be uncarded. Mike Andrews. Tony Horton. Is that Reggie Smith with 26 at-bats? But he's 9L. He can't do a bloody thing. There's nothing on his card against righties. Smith, the batter, 1 on, 1 down. Here's the pitch from Hefner. 1-6. That is a fly ball to left. Double to 3. It's caught by Wagner. And here's the light-hitting Mike Ryan. Looks like we're going to 13. Here comes the pitch. 4-8 righty. Single to 19 once again. And Ryan's got a single. A 1-star single. Stopping at second is Foy. And look who's at the plate. Winning run at second, Foy, a 1-11 runner. Could pinch run with a pitcher, but nobody to play third base. That's a good question, Scott. I'll let you guys decide. 14th inning stretch, we go to Mookie again. Yay or nay? I think I already know the answer to this one. Here's Yaz, 0 for 2. He can win it right here. Pitcher spot on deck, Tartabull. Would Cleveland go to their last pitcher, O'Donohue? They really can't. It's going to be up to Hefner. The pitch to Yaz on a 6-6. He pops him up. That's going to do it. Brown makes the catch. And we're going to the 13th. That not bad, Joel. That didn't enter my mind, as I really hate loading the bases with an intentional walk. So here's Wyatt in his second inning of work. He would lead off the bottom of the 13th. And now we're going to have to screw around with this a little bit. Well, that's going to do it for Hefner any which way you slice it, so we'll get him out of the way now. Second inning for Wyatt. Rocky Colavito will start it off. Wyatt with the windup. That's a 112 righty. Hard smash to third, fielded by Foy. That'll bring up Whitfield. Wyatt's pitch, 3-4 right-handed. He pops him up, first base side. Scott will take it. 2 quick outs for Wyatt. 5 up, 5 down for John Wyatt, and the batter is Max Alvis. Here comes the pitch from Wyatt on a 1-7 high fly ball to center. Backing up is Tartabull. Double to 8, and Tartabull runs it down in the gap. 1, 2, 3, go the Indians. But Wyatt did his job. He'll yield for a pinch hitter. And Cleveland will go to their last pitcher, John O'Donohue. O'Donohue, a left-hander. Wait a minute, Boston doesn't have, well, they're going to have to use somebody. Tony Horton's going to hit. computer only card. The left-hander ready to go to work. Hang on. Got to put the red line in there. I'll tell you what, entering this game manually is going to be much harder than playing it. Horton, a right-hander. He's actually played a little bit. He's 1 for 7 on the season with an RBI. O'Donoghue with the pitch. That's a 6-4 righty. High pop fly to shallow left. In comes Yastrzemski, still coming, and he's there to make the catch. Sorry, not Yastrzemski. Wagner, excuse me. Leon Wagner makes the catch. Here's Tartable. 4 hits for Tartable. 3 of them end home run rolls. Left on left matchup for O'Donoghue on a 2-7. Ground ball to second, routine for Brown, who throws him out. And it's up to Tony Conigliaro once again. O'Donoghue with a 6-9, swung on and missed, strike 3. And believe it or not, we're going to the 14th inning. New pitcher needed for Boston. Wyatt gave him 2. They're going to have left-right pitcher left. Not good. Brandon or Bennett. We're going to Bucky Brandon. The 6th pitcher for the Red Sox today. Sims, Brown, and the pitcher's spot. Looks like we're going to see McDowell after all. Duke Sims, left-handed hitting catcher. 1 for 5 on the day as Bucky Brandon comes set. The right-hander delivers a 6-11 lefty, and Sims with a line shot into right field for a leadoff single. They could run and have Crandall catch. That's what they're going to do. Dick Hauser is going to run for Duke Sims. We'll put Crandall right here. Brandon a +1, Ryan a 0, 16 held on at 14. He won't be able to try for it with a 7 through 10 automatic out. But he's aboard with nobody out. Larry Brown, the batter. Bunning situation, but who hits for him? Who hits for the pitcher, I mean? B bunter, they're going to pull it in, making him a C. He'll swing away. The pitch on a 5-11. Fly ball to left field X. That's the Gold Glover, Yastrzemski. 1E6. Yastrzemski on a chorus. On a 2. He makes a tremendous diving catch to rob Brown of extra bases. And that's the play of the game defensively. 7X web jam. Carl Yastrzemski. Pedro Gonzalez will bat for the pitcher. In fact, he's going to stay in and play second. We'll put the pitcher in that spot. Pedro Gonzalez, the batter. Gonzalez 267 on the season. Runner at first, one away. Here's the pitch from Bucky Brandon now. It's a 1-9 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Yastrzemski backing up at the track, at the wall. It's off the wall for extra bases. Hauser can try to score on that. Yastrzemski with a -3 arm. Hauser 15-12, 1 out. 12 with 1 out. 2 outs, I would do it. No. They put up the stop sign. The Indians have faith in Vic Davalillo. No one throwing in the Boston pen. The infield is in. Second and third, 1 down. Nobody in the Boston pen I would trust in this situation better than Brandon. Infield in. Here's the pitch to Davalillo. It's a 1-9 righty. Ground ball to second. Infield in will save a run as Smith makes the play. Big play there. And it's up to Simone. Brandon gets the sign. The windup. 6-9. High fly ball to left. Double to 14. That's going to be a 2-star single. 2 runs will score. And Cleveland in the top of the 14th breaks through. Chico Simone. Here's Wagner. Brandon will stay out there on a 5-10 left-handed grounder shortstop X. That's Petrocelli. 238. Here's the play. On an 11 E range, it's a 2. On a 38, this could be interesting. It's a white die play. It's a 6, and he makes the play. If the white die were a 1 or a 2, he'd make a 2-base error. But on the 6, he makes the play. 2 runs for Cleveland, however. Now let's see what shakes out with their lineup. Gonzalez is going to stay in at second, where he's a 3-14. Brown is out. That's where the pitcher is going to go. And the catcher, Del Crandall, will go into the 7 spot. And that empties both benches. Crandall's a 4.E50. Pitcher's there. Gonzalez is there. Mookie Cam, 14th inning stretch. And Cleveland, you guessed it. Coming out of the pen, the only remaining available pitcher, Sudden Sam McDowell for the save. And he better get the save too, because there's nobody left to use. Okay, he's not up there. Where is he? Mookie, where are you hiding? So whoever said it wasn't in his contract proved to be prophetic. There he is. He decided to take a nap. He says, what, again? I gave you a good show the first time around. Mookie. Twice in one game. I had a 16-inning game in this replay. I don't think we did that then. I don't remember. Does anybody else remember? Bottom of the 14th inning. It's Scott, Petrocelli, and Foy. McDowell, 8-1, 1.77. He does not have a save. For Scott, it's been a struggle. 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts. McDowell set. Fastball, 2-6, struck him out. And it's the golden sombrero for George Scott. Does anybody have any beer left? Here's Petrocelli. Man, I want to thank everybody for being here today. Coming back from vacation. There's still 27 diehards. Holy cow. That's probably true, man. I was tired. Here's the pitch to Rico on a 5-5. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. McDowell comes on and fans the first 2, and it's up to Foy. McDowell working quickly now. He nods. He whines. He delivers. 6-7 righty. He walks him. A 1-out walk to Joe Foy. And here's the second baseman, George Smith. McDowell checks the runner. Now comes to the plate. 3-10. Fly to right. That's going to do it. Colavito is there, and that's the ball game. Six to 4 is the final. Totals in a moment. But first, well, it's been a long one. I don't expect anyone to stick around for the totals, but I do have to use the restroom. I will do the totals. Oh my goodness, it's a marathon. So Brandon takes the loss. He is 1-5 now. Ouch. Pretty good card, and he hasn't pitched that terribly, but not done well in the one-loss department. O'Donohue picks up the win. He's 2-5. He was 1-5, and McDowell gets the save, of course, his first. For Ryan McMahon, where the hell did he come in? Stigman. McMahon worked 3 innings, right? These 3. Hitless, scoreless innings for McMahon. A walk and a strikeout. Wyatt worked 2 innings. No, Brandon only worked an inning. Two innings for 2 scoreless for Wyatt. No walks and 2 strikeouts. Brandon 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs. On the other side of the coin, Allen in his inning. Did he pitch a clean inning? He did. He came in to start the 7th. No runs, no hits, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Radats worked 2. How did he work 2 innings? Oh no, that was Kelly's inning. Never mind, that was Kelly's inning. Allen's inning was this inning. Kelly, Allen, Radats went 2. Radats, no hits, no runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts. Then the amazing Hefner. Looks like he went 2. He gave up 3 hits, but no runs. No walks and a strikeout. O'Donohue worked 1 inning. 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout. And McDowell worked an inning with a walk and 2 strikeouts. And there it is. Indians, 6 runs, 15 hits, 2 errors. Boston, 4 runs, 11 hits. Look at that. The Indians used 7 pitchers, and only 2 of them gave up hits. 5 of the Indian relievers did not give up a hit. Kelly, Allen, Radouts, O'Donohue, and McDowell. I'll probably need a lunch and a nap after this one, but I'll tell you what's on tap for tomorrow. Jim, I thank you so much for the kind words. I have to say, I'm even happy with this game. I expect it to be maybe a little off after not playing in a while. Oh, there was some questionable moves, but overall, I'm happy with it. Tomorrow, it's Twins at Angels. Dave Boswell for the Twins, Dean Chance, the ace for the Angels. 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with me on a Sunday. And hopefully, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, Mike. Until then.